movies is happening in the ranked games out there. So, you know, with that all said, let's go ahead and jump into the draft here. Game number 3. It's 1-1 for both of these teams. It's all come down to this. We've theorized, we've conceptualized exactly how this could play a part, and if Faramis will actually pop up once again, as he is a mainstay in one of these lineups. But already, DEVU on the blue, Homeboys on the red here, 1-1 already banned out.
Okay. Can have me thinking like, what do you prioritize even? Especially when the backside is open, I think that DEVU might consider that as the first pick. Also, the Nolan should be another option, which kind of makes me think that DEVU might leave both assassins open.
I think so. Only because it's like, you know what, that's why else would you go towards that blue side? You find success in game number 1, and then after that game number 2, they brought it close as they could possibly get it to, and then it's just about execution at that point. So I think that at the very least, DEVU is coming in with a game plan, and now Homeboys are kind of like thinking about it, all right, now that we're on red side, how does this really change? Because this is the first time we're seeing them on the red side against DEVU.
Well, it's not going to be the case. It will be utility junglers, will be the priority. And I'm pretty well sure that the Faramis eventually will be put in the mix. I think it will not be like literally the first pick, but it's going there anyways. Okay. Unless they ban the Phobius out of nowhere in this
Do you think
particular
that'll
slot.
just happen? Like, we're tired of it.
All right, we're just
ban it out.
We're sick of this.
I hate that hero. Let's just not play it.
I'm done with it. We're gonna force Homeboys to ban out the Nolan this time.
And if you think about it. Well, now that I think about it, DEVU, this is elimination game.
Yeah.
Nolan.
If they lose this game, they don't have a shot anymore.
They don't have it. Do they?
No, because they will go 1 and 2. And then there's already a 2-1.
1 and 2, and there's already a 2-1. You're right. You're right. We're gonna double check with this with our producers in a little bit, but in the meantime, I mean, let's see what the next man, Angela. Man, I don't know what some of these teams not like in Angela.
Yeah. Hey, they don't want to deal with that hard card, you know?
Yeah.
It's we saw what happened with Ra recently, where he was just godlike on the Angela, and not to mention just the healing meta. In a way, really the only thing that slipped through for the most part is Minotaur, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see again next ban here for the first phase from Homeboys. But the fact that Nolan is open, is that a possibility for DEVU here?
Yeah, DEVU wants that. I think that they played it against Geek Fam, and to quote one of the players that I will not name, Nolan is the assassin for utility jungler mains because it's easy and there's a slur word afterwards. So it's easy and the slur words.
Okay.
Leave it to your imagination.
Leave it to your imagination.
It's easy in Slurpees.
Yeah, Slurpees, yeah.
Matilda gets banned out here, which is kind of interesting because now, after, you know, replaying the draft in my head again and again and again, and DEVU being on that on the red side in the past 2 games, I was expecting maybe they follow suit, right? Get rid of the Lilia and be ready to actually deal with the Faramis all over again. But since they're getting rid of the Matilda, they've kind of opened this draft up. Nolan's available, Faramis is available.
Valentina again.
Like all the hot commodities.
There he is. So this is probably just going to be Bruno Faramis.
Yeah, Bruno Faramis.
Is that the safest, or is it the Valentina? Like, would you rather go with the Valentina, even with the Nolan first pick?
I think that Homeboys have proven that they can overcome the Valentina, and what they're going to do again is to overload that Valentina with big ultimates. Penalty Zone, Minnow and Fury, as well as the Netherrealm. I think it's much, So it's Bruno Faramis. Bruno Phobius.
Got him!
40 hours.
40 hours of gameplay, and let's keep in mind that at least now we know that it gets thrown into the mid lane. Now it's like it could go into the EXP as well, right?
Yeah. So this technically flex.
It is, well, quote unquote flex. Quote unquote. Now DEVU, it'll be interesting to see them really consider some of the options here, right? Like, oh, if I do go for the Faramis, do I need to look for an EXP laner straight away now, or am I getting juked out here?
Yeah, I think out of like comfort, maybe they will just resort to the Faramis, like the Terizla, obviously.
Okay, Kid Bumba finally getting
10 years. That's how much time they will spend this game.
And there's a
Minotaur. I love it.
I actually like this because I always feel like, you know, Nolan, for the most part, if you are going to draft him, you have to be able to cover like the front and back for the most part, whether it be Peel, whether it be Initiation. Minotaur, Terizla, perfect heroes to be able to do that, right? Because a lot of the times too, if teams are smart playing against the Noland, the way that his fracture works and everything else, you know you're going to try to get the advantage in terms of the objective dances, right? Whether it's the Turtles, whether it's the Lords, you can actually whittle them down. But with a Minotaur and a Terizla, you put yourself in a better position. And that's exactly why Homeboys is like, hey, let's go the Martis, right? At least it gives us that utility option as well here.
Yeah. I want to just make sure that the real star of the show is the Bruno, not the Phobius, not the Martis. What they're going to do is just to control the lanes and allow for Rizal to be successful in this. Which kind of makes me think, is there an option where they ban the Ixia for Homeboys together with the Brody? Because it kind of feels like Brody is the priority for DEVU. And obviously the Faramis that we talked about. You don't want like both the Minotaur as well as the Faramis. It's just impossible to pierce through that.
It's just too difficult. There's just so much you have to kind of get through. The extra HP, the strong CC. I think at the end of the day, right, at least for the Homeboys, you're right, Wolf. They are going to be leaning into Rizal. This is one of the few signature picks where he is just stable on and really knows how to like press an advantage. But that's the thing. That's when you start seeing, okay, early game, you're seeing Martis, early game, Bruno, early game, Phobius. He's kind of there, I guess, right?
He's there.
He's there. Do you want him in the mid lane? Do you want him in the EXP lane? Do you put him into the EXP lane? He's going to be like out of the fights for a good amount of time.
Hey, here's some Malaysian pride, right? So far, there's only 2 Maniacs recorded in M5 Group Stage, and it's from our Malaysian teams.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to get down with the sickness. Wow. It's just, it feels good to have at least something going for us.
Well, there's more than that, you know?
Hey, man, I don't know. The last couple of M-Series did us dirty. I'm going to tell you that, man. Even MSC wasn't that great. MPL Live, woo, not great, not great.
Hey, you're in a new era now, according to what's happening over there, right? And even from Mars and Shamila earlier, we're in a new era. We'll see. We'll see if they can continue onward and you can have more to be proud of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to, write off the C-game pills. You know? I'm just C-game pilled. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm going for. But let's look at the second half of the bans, right? Farm is the Valentina. Oh, they also get rid of the Lithia and the Arlet for the side of DEVU.
There's a massive chance they pick up something like along the lines of a Minotaur or, Tigreal or Hilda actually for Homeboys. Just be into the front lines because that's what they need. To go with the Martis, you want someone aggressive. Maybe Cho actually. Yeah. Well,
wipe out all the injustice in the world.
I don't know if you called that before I heard the wah, or you're just
I needed to say the word maybe. That's my weakness right there.
I'm learning how to be an analyst over here. I'm observing very well.
Yep. Trying to get the timings right.
I think you want to go Claude instead because you're well protected anyways. Look at the protection that you have from DEVU. At the same time, the easier option is Ixia because it's great versus the Bruno.
Yeah, you just lay down the full barrage at that point with a Terizla and a Minotaur.
Right, especially, and then you can increase hitbox sizes. You can start peeling really well.
Yeah, Brody. By the way, I forgot about the Brody because they use that actually a lot in these situations. But what's that? Beatrix. Oh, Bayanova. Okay. Novatrix combo. That's what they want.
Yeah, Novatrix. And there's the response. Paquito.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's good to see that at least for Sapat. Wait, I don't know if he's going to get. Wait, which one is he going to get? Okay. Sapat is going to be getting the Paquito in the EXP lane. Is one of his own signature picks. But again, this is one of those few matchups where it's like there's no real winning against the Terizla. It's same like Terizla versus Benedetta. You don't expect to die in it. It's just wave clear and then rotate.
Whenever it's that matchup, I'm always like, Paquito's literally just punching a wall. Like he's training for the wall, and then eventually, he's basically going to split off, and then you'll see if he's able to pop off from there. But again, real quick, Wolf, take us through this breakdown for these lineups.
The Paquito will be the counter to the Beatrix. It's very traditional. If you dial back M3, that was the pick to go with the Beatrix. It still is, and you have that additional the tech that you can actually split push. Because looking at Terizla and Minotaur, the VAR, all these stuff that you combine together, there's no actual split push apart from the Nolan, which in a way is counterproductive. You don't want the Nolan to be visible in the lanes, actually, particularly the long lane. Once the Nolan appears there, you can take the objectives. Well, so that's the tech pick.
We'll find out if they're able to pull it off here. It's come down to this, the best of one between Homeboys and Deus Volt. who's going to come out on top here. Both these lineups very different, even from the previous 2 games. We'll see how it all unfolds.
All right, here we go. As we get into it, it's going to be Manchester starting off on his purple buff as tradition, but more importantly, forced out to use his Retribution by Zorn. On the other end, we do see that GB started on his own purple buff and will end up on that top side. I've noticed that it has been pretty interesting in a couple of these matchups at the very least that, you know, Homeboys had sort of been kind of leaning into minimizing Kid Bomba, and he has been continued to perform every single time, but now it might be a little different.
If they're able to establish, let's say, early game, right, in terms of having a Nolan, and you can start building that up, start building the momentum early on, I feel like that is going to be troublesome for Homeboys, but that's why I like the fact that you have a Paquito locked in, right? Usually, when we talk about this Bruno pick, it takes a while to build up. You can already see Magister.
He's timing it. He wants to get in. Oh, close. This time, for the first time in a long time, Zorn not giving first blood.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the Nolan. Like the
pressure.
players would say, like, it's pretty easy to do. And I think that if you play the Nolan, you'll understand. It's just how it is for some of the newly introduced heroes.
Yeah, you just push buttons and then
strong.
all of a sudden you do damage.
Yep.
I love it.
That's what you're saying. He's strong.
He's strong.
He's kind of good. He's kind of good. But look at this 3-man gank on top side against Kid Bomba. It looks like he couldn't respond in time. Ooh, perfectly laid out Astro's eye coming in from the side of Warlock. But now GB might be in some trouble. Wait, no! Oh, he gets sniped at the very end. That's so sad. He just got the trigger Quantum Charge to get that little chunk of health back, but Sunset Lover said no.
My goodness. You saw the pathing coming out from the Novaria didn't even appear in the map. That's why Chibi just walked naturally towards his base, not even trying to dodge. I was surprised they could get from Sunset Lover.
Yeah, and now they're going to be starting... Oh, they're going to be starting the Turtle. Chibi is a level down on Magister, but the problem is that Magister is kind of chunked. He recently got his purple, and now they're going back and forth here, but Chibi, he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to clear my entire jungle side on the bot and quickly make my way over to this Turtle.
Great reset. Yep. We've seen... I'm not sure... Oh, yeah, Magister's level 6, so that's a great reset coming out from Kid Bomba.
Yeah, we'll see again who is able to claim this first objective. Both teams kind of getting in position where they can, but yeah, Magister was kind of low. Not sure if he actually wants to get in. Oh, hold on.
Oh, interesting. Magister, he's already chunked out thanks to the help of Warlord. And now, wait, GB, he's also low. Oh, the kick coming in from Zorn to save his life. Kid Bomba, unfortunately, all his efforts were paid off with the help of Sunset Lover once again finding the kill. This is not turning out well for either one of these junglers, but still, nobody seems to be able to take this first turtle of the game successfully. Here comes Magister. He should be able to get it. Kid Bomba secures it, and now they back off into their lanes.
Yeah. That's because Magister didn't have the Retribution. But DEVU, I mean, Kid Bomba, this is one of his signature heroes. I mean, as good as Lapu Lapu was, this Teresa is even better. You see the timing, and obviously Sawo just committing the flicker to pave the way for the penalty zone. It seems like typically the Minoan Fury is like the big ticket ultimate, but this time it's just a setup for the even bigger ultimate, which was the penalty zone.
Yeah, you follow that through, and again, the fact that you have a Novaria on top of it to provide you with a vision, you know, the hitboxes like you mentioned earlier, Gideon, you know, the whole kit itself really complements this whole lineup. And that's not even to talk about later on, right, when Carvia is where he needs to be. So really, for Homeboys, you've got to be in a position to withstand some of this early aggression.
Speaking of which, way the Dragon committed on Sawo, Minoan Fury, but again, they're able to dodge it. Sawo ends up falling down, and now Warlord is committing pretty hard onto Magister's side, but he's not going to keep going underneath the Tier 2. Ryzel walking past the Tier 1. He doesn't care about the plates no more. He's going to quickly take care and proxy these minions and quickly hop on over to clear up that lane.
Oh, this is a good invade if they will eventually get it. No Retribution for Chibi. Magister is here with his own Retribution, so they just give up the fight. Just get out.
Yeah, especially with Kid Bomba nearby. Zorn continuing to just give that information time and time again. Beatrix going to go for the recall for the time being, and back to the lanes they go.
Well, that's what I was saying, right? Like, at some point, with the momentum being built on early on, as long as Homeboys has a response, so far it seems like they do for the most part, and that's also keeping tabs on Ryzel, right? Keeping him alive, letting it farm up the way that he needs to match up later on. Sunset Lover already having these 2 kills on this Novario will help him scale up pretty quickly here, right? So you got to play around that. Next turtle is coming up in just a couple seconds here, so the positioning is going to be crucial here for Homeboys.
Look at Subbot as he's trying to be annoying against Magister. If he can force the retribution, that'd be great, but here comes the penalty zone. Subbot forced the flicker out. Now Magister is going to go for the chase. He uses his ultra. Oh my goodness! Just another one. Sunset Lover does not miss, but Homeboys will take full advantage and take away the turtle in the meantime.
But they did get the big objective, the neutral objective, the second turtle, but they are losing on the EXP. Magister's level 9, might get the level 10 if he gets a kill at the Warlord, which Kid Bomba is just managing so well. No dash is given at all.
He dashes right in the last second. He needs to maintain this. No! The animation is too slow. Sunset Lover continue to be a nuisance in the mid lane falls. And now down by bot side, Rizel keeps getting chunked out. Zorn managing to get the kill onto Magister's side, even with the penalty zone being committed by Kid Bomba.
Man, okay. Massive play coming out from Warlord, he dodged and eventually dies, but he spent so much of the time of DEVU. While that happens, Chibi able to push the mid lane. I like that play coming out from Chibi. They're winning the macro this time, and in fact, because of those little things adding up together, now Chibi is strong enough to kind of be pressuring Kid Bomba.
Yeah, here we go. Zorn getting on top of Carv, but he doesn't have the... Oh wait, actually he does have the Way of the Dragon, just didn't want to commit to it just yet. Rather interesting, but now we see that Subbot continuing to be a nuisance for this team, just proxying the waves constantly.
Yeah, and with that, so that's already the 2 turrets down for Homeboys. The macro level is really what they're after for. Even if they have to give up, some of their bodies here and there to, allow them to get that advantage, that's where they start to choke out some of these resources and lead into that next turtle, right? Because they know also, hey, Magister needs some of these buffs, right, to really be competitive, and that's what they're going for.
Yep, and here we go. Warlord already starting things off pretty strong. I mean, the Demonic Force is really starting to hurt here. Even Kid Bomba having to commit to the penalty zone was kind of nice, but at the end of the day... Oh, wait, hold on. Sawo getting into the little fight. Warlord now in some trouble. Demonic Force comes out with him. The Owen Fury is going to slow them down. Comboed with Carv. The damage is more than enough. Warlord's dead. Homeboys are on the run. This time, Sunset Lover allowing Zorn to get away with this, making predictions for the Tribe Rush instead of the traditional path.
No purple for Magister. Chibi does have the... Not actually the level advantage!
Oh, penalty zone as well as the flicker committed. Magister wants the full combination! And he manages to help with the help of Kid Bomba. Still able to get a kill. Chibi in trouble. He goes down. Carvey says no more. I'm done with this. Goodbye. 2 for nothing in favor of Deo's fault.
Oh no, Sabat, he's hungry, but he's going to get cut off here.
Yep. Way of the Dragon being committed on towards Magister's side. Subbot looks for the kill. Good comms so far. But that means that Carvey just has to sit back and watch his jungler die.
Yeah, I think honestly, DEVU are going to be very happy about that. Oh, with all due fairness, Magister got the kill and a lot of levels to go with that, so that's not too bad at all. But now the problem is the turtle transformed into a lord.
You're seeing the struggle of Nolan, right? Like, this is the thing, and why a lot of these teams that decide to draft him, hold on.
All right, oh god.
The Owen Fury already out there, getting on top of Rizel. They're so close. Kid Bomba manages to pull through. Good comms as Chibi takes out Kid Bomba, as well as Sawo, decimating each and every one of them. Kid Bomba and Sawo have just been on it, man. But dang.
They're playing like a fighting game where they juggle like airborne, the air combo.
Air combo.
Eventually, Rizel taken out, and big props to Sunset Lover as well, landing the ultimate. Because the thing is, you're slowed so much, about 80% when you get hit first by the Astral Echo. And that means that no matter what happens, the Terizla as well as the Minotaur will be able to catch up. So that's also a very important tech that you have to think about when you're playing against DEVU.
Interesting fact, M-Series. This game 1 of this series tied M1 Grand Finals, RQ versus EVOs. 54 total kills.
Wow.
Talk about a bloodbath.
Yep.
And right now, the fight for this Lord, we'll see exactly how it's executed. Once again, the struggle here for Magister is to get in positioning and deal with Zorn.
Here we go, and Warlord jumps on. Instantly, 2 members die straight away. Nicely played by Sawo. They committed 4 ultimates to make that call. But in the meantime, the Homeboys were able to take the Lord away. talk me economics here. Was that worth it? Was it not really worth it here?
Not worth it for Homeboys. They will lose their mid lane turret. Fortunately, there is the split push for Sepat. And I think, yeah, it's generally not worth it because they're not going to be able to use the Lord anyways.
I don't know about this. This is starting to, like, initially I would agree with you, but eventually if DEVU don't do anything, they're about to, at the very least, lose a bit of Okay, there's the explosion.
Yep.
Second wave is coming in, and that's when DEVU are going to collapse on it. And Subbot, he's got to be careful, right? He's seeing the Star Shatters come out.
Yeah, he's got the information here, but you know, ultimately it's just typically the First Lords. You know, you try to get something when you can, but really you're working against the macro that was set up from Homeboys earlier. And referencing the previous game, that's what we talked about when it came to those later Lords, right? It was the macro setup that they did in the lanes to allow themselves to have some of that advantage to transition and rotate properly. And that's basically what they're doing here as well.
Oh, here we go. Once again, Zorn looking to instigate war once more. With the Astral Echoes, there's going to be just a bit of information. At least they kind of know what's going on. Subbot, good double heavy left hand to make sure that it's difficult for Magister to look for the big one-shot.
Looking a bit close. I think that at this point we cannot even like think about like the gold lane advantage, right? I think it's between levels. So Chibi is level 14, Magister is still level 14. This is one thing about Nolan. No matter what happens, you are able to farm. The thing is, he's farming some of the lanes, which means that he takes away some farm from Carvey. However, Carvey's usage of the Bennett's Rage is actually pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, Chibi!
Might be.
Huh?
Foil, second
What?
half of it. Oh,
Chibi?
he uses it. Now he's gone. Sunset Lover finds the kill. A mistake coming out from the Homeboys' jungler. Oh, what such bad timing as well.
What was that? He didn't get through the wall, right?
No, I mean, he got it at the very end, but still, though, I mean, I think he just thought that it was one of the thinner walls, so
Yes,
that half
exactly,
the animation
exactly.
would have gotten him through, but only until it completed the first half of the animation was he able to kind of get that initial hop.
That is a massive outplay. I mean, what they wanted to do was to take the purple buff out again, and every time that Magister has a purple buff, that's a kill threat. It's just like, just how it is. Tryzel will always be in a lot of trouble every time that that Magister has a purple buff. So we'll have to fear that. Fortunately, though, as an assassin, this is not a joy where magic damage is the source. So you can actually build on Wind of Nature for this specific choice. Sepat, can you actually take out Magister after the ultimate? Maybe.
Yeah.
Nah, don't even try.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he just has to be a threat, right? He just has to constantly just be there while the rest of the Homeboys are going to drag and pull this Lord time and time again because they always have to deal with him on the bottom side, especially if he has a wave, right?
Yeah, that's great
Long
though
lane
because
play.
yeah, he puts the pressure there. So you're forced to either just let him go, do we commit to this Lord? Someone's got to do diligence to handle that, right? And for now, you can see them already rotating down. Sepat, though, he'll just patiently wait. He'll continue to do that as this Lord fight, as this Lord dance ensues, but it is going to reset for now, so both teams trying to just kind of feel out the situation, right? Now, one thing that is difficult here is who's going to start it. Which one? Zorn is actually looking for Zorn.
I mean, the way of the dragon just got committed earlier on towards Kid Bomba side, starting Warlord to actually jump with the demonic force, and now it's going to be Astro Echoes to give the confirmation. Penalty zone comes on in the combination. This time, Salvo flickers forward, hits it. CB is gone. No jungler for the Homeboys once again, and they just back off. No need to commit any further. Two flickers already down, and Magister walks up. He wants this. He wants it bad, and now they're taking their time. Fracture is already out. Harvey's trying his best to maintain space away from Zumba. That's Zorn down. Ryzel gets a kick onto Kid Bomba. Magister is able to stir this Lord, and now they're on the run. 2-for-2 trade. But the Lord... I spoke too soon. Make it a 3-for-2 trade with the Lord in the hands of Deo's Vault.
I think that DEVU really happy with that trade. They only lost their XP lane as well as their roamer. Maybe the only thing that will bite them in the end is them losing the mid lane turret, but overall, man, they got that Lord and they burst out Chibi. I gotta say, man, Carvey, usage of this grenade launcher, this Ben's Rage, it's just so good. I think there was only one time where he missed, but I think 3 out of 4 was able to kill off people.
Yep, Sabat should be able to get out of this no problem. Oh, some smooth moves coming out of him. But in the meantime, it's still going to be the advance coming in from DEVU's Vault. They've got the Lord empowered minions. They got Lord pushing on that top side, but it kind of looks a little staggered here. DEVU's Vault are not walking with this Lord.
Itemization-wise, though, where's it fall into place? It's pretty much even across the board, though.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
pretty
god,
even.
wait,
Hold
Ryzel,
on.
what's going on here? He just got
What?
chucked out. He
Ooh,
needs the
lifesteal,
heal with the
lifesteal,
House's
okay.
Claw. Alright, he's finally
Never
good.
mind.
Chibi has been taking so much damage, but here comes Sunset
Sunset
Lover,
Lover.
right? He wants to get Chibi. Warlord's going to try and block it, but he can't stand too close to him. If not, the splash damage is going to be too much. Tier 2 is going to break on the top side and probably even the mid side here. And Sabat, again, just being an absolute nuisance on the bot side of the map.
And all of the things that Sepat was able to do, it was just erased by one Lord fight. Because now they're leading. Sepat does have the immortality.
Oh, no.
And
That's-
4 members converging on him.
Help.
Oh my god.
Shot, gonna miss.
Oh, the skill shots. We're waiting for it. No way they just let him walk away like that.
They're scared.
They're happy with immortality.
It's
Happy
a
with
warning letter.
Yep.
They're just like, here,
Yep.
don't do it again.
You know when you purposely, I don't know if it's just what they were doing, but when you purposely missing the shots, the warning shots, right?
Ooh.
But here's the thing. At this point in the game, and as you got a glimpse of the items and even the damage dealt here, this is what we talked about. That what is it called? The Novatrix combination?
Novatrix, yeah.
At one point, it is going to be, instead of the Bennett's Rages, if those setups aren't like we've seen before, then he's just going to be going for the, the snipe shots alongside Sunset Lover, who has been on point for the most part.
That's right. Honestly, Carvey just plays this differently. He relies on the Bennett more than the Renner. Because usually the Novatrix combo is like Astrosphere into the Sniper from the Renner's Apathy in combination with each other. With the increased hitbox, you kind of also rely on that too. But this time what they're doing is actually utilize Kid Bomba. Like I said, the penalty zone is the bigger ticket ultimate here because it literally locks down people. And it's enough for the Bennett's Rages. It's kind of for them to be taken out. And I don't know if Homeboys are well equipped around it.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget about the placement of it, right? It kind of forces specifically Chibi around these neutral objectives to decide, do I have to keep pressing forward with the Mortal Coils and then be caught out in the open without anti-CC, or pull back and just eat the entire... Oh, but here we go. Penalty zone as well as Sawa coming in huge with the Minoan Fury. Sword, the next to fall. That's 2 boys already down with 2 flickers, 4 ultimates from the side of DEVU's Vault.
That's well worth it because now, right, they cannot fight. Homeboys cannot fight this. Well, DEVU, they can just even like zone out Chibi here. There's no chance for them to contest this Lord. A well worth it investment from DEVU.
They got to defend. Again, decisive here from DEVU. What a series this has been already, back and forth. We've seen Homeboys defend against this situation before, and even be down even further than this. We'll see if they can pull it off once again, but the placement is something they have to watch out for. The positioning, taking care of Ryzel as well. A lot of the times, again, Sabat is just, he's got a split push. That's the most part. He's trying to put pressure there.
There could be a pinch onto
They're going to go for the sandwich.
Carvey is showing up first. He's used
Oh my
the
god, he's
tactical
trapped.
roll. He flickers out. He gets knocked up, and even the Retribution as well as the Minoan Fury being committed here. Zorn emotes, knowing that, man, that's a lot of resources for one of my boys. In the meantime, Ryzel is going to be chunking down the Lord on that top
Oh,
side.
look at them. The death ball.
Damage. The Bandage Rage. And they
Wind
even
of Nature.
committed to the Winds of Nature. Oh my god. Everything being thrown at the Homeboys. First inhibitor is going to fall. Second one, next GB is so low. Magister goes for the fracture on towards Zorn's side, but now Kid Bomba really disrespecting with a penalty zone. How far can he actually go? His 2 inhibitors will fall, and the third one is about to be committed to as well, as DEVU's Vault are fighting their win conditions. They take everything away from the Homeboys.
Massive high ground siege. You can see the DEVU Death Ball literally just grouping up together. You can see it coming from a mile away, but the Homeboys can't do anything about it. Even Ryzel had to use the Wind of Nature just to dodge the Bennett's Rage because it's used in a way that you trap people in. DEVU are just so well equipped with this Death Ball strategy.
Oh, it's been brutal. It's been so brutal, right? Like, specifically Sunset Lover. He's coming out with an almost perfect game here. 7-0 and 8. Hasn't died a single time. Doesn't miss a shot that he doesn't want to miss on purpose.
Yeah, it's all lining up properly and perfectly here for DEVU. And at the same time, you got to ask yourself, Homeboys, what do we do? right? A lot of the times we're just trying to farm up, trying to get positioning here where we can, but look at the pressure being put on. Not only that, but you have to deal with the initiation possibilities, whether it's from Kid Bomba or Sawo on either of those, and at the same time, make sure that once again, Rizel is alive and well, right? And really making the decision too, do we still try to go for some split pushing? Because so far it's been minutes now, and we still don't see any of that base turret being down. So you gotta say DEVU's been doing a great job at handling some of that side lane pressure.
Then again, only thing that I can do is probably split at this point, but you're going to be looking at DEVU. They have adjusted accordingly. They know how to deal with this split push that Sepat is doing. They're eyeing all the right bushes. They're getting out safely, and they're controlling it once again. And they will wait for another Lord. What they're going to do, they're going to find Rizel again. This time, Rizel will have to Purify.
And I mean, we'll see whether or not he gets caught out here because again, there's still. Oh, okay. Astral Echo's being used. All they see is Zorn. They don't spot Sapat just yet, so now they're going to start repositioning for their own purple buff once more. But again, the maintenance is important here, right? GB, he starts pulling out this Lord. He's going to eventually reset it once his boys have kind of set the housekeeping done.
I think, again, you see the side lane pressure being put here on the bottom side. You're also going to have to watch out for Zorn if he goes in with his own conceal, looking for a setup here. But still, Lord going to be worked on. They have to respect it.
Kid Bomba tries to jump in on towards Rizel. Overshot. Immortality is down. GB blocks the shot. They back off. And here comes with Zorn in the back. Sawo flickers forward. And now even Sabat getting in the middle of the fight. Carby takes out Warlord initially. Winter Truncheon coming in for the side of Sabat. Even with heavy left hand shield, it just ain't enough. The damage is too much to take. They back away. And now, where's the shot? Oh, both skill shots. This time not connecting.
They will get the Lord again. Wonderful Lord that's coming out from DEVU. I mean, even when Kid Bomba missed the shot because he overshot his ultimate, it didn't matter because the nature of DEVU's draft is just way too good. I really love this Minotaur priority from them because there's really no answer coming out from Homeboys.
Yeah. That's what's difficult. Again, going back to the question, you know, when you're dealing with the Terizla, the Minotaur, and then you're getting a shot from, you know, all angles or even from a long distance from Carvey or Sunset Lover, it's really hard to play around. So you're looking for your own favorable situation. And at the same time, Rizel has to be very crucial on his positioning. We'll see if they can defend here.
Here they're trying to muscle on through penalty zone as Zorn is already down. Can't make the play. GB's trying to peel as much as he can, but he gets chunked down. No mere mortality. You know when Fury comes out. Warlord with the demonic force tries to get on top of Carvey's side. Rizel holding on strong, but they're going to muscle their way right into base to forcefully end this game for the Homeboys. That's GG well played. Deuce fault 2-1.
DEVU comes out swinging against the Malaysian champions. Homeboys, they win the series. What a performance here.
And they have revived their chances of getting to the knockout stages. They went 2-1, same with Geek Fam. And for Homeboys, it's tricky because after winning their first series, now they're 1-1. They now will have another fight against TOB. If they lose that, they're out. But if they win, it's a three-way tie.
Yeah, they have still, what, 2 games ahead of them? Homeboys, I believe, they still have 2 games.
One last series that will be against TOB.
TOB, okay. So they've got to play against TOB.
But my oh my, DEVU. If there's now a dark horse that I would like to put my bet on, this is definitely DEVU. Well, the way that they're drafting is just so good, and big props to their coach. At the same time, the way that they're playing, Kid Bomba out of nowhere just becoming one of the sensations. The Bomba mentality is just way too good. The way that we play the Terizla is so selfless, you know? The way that they combine with Sawo, I think both Sawo and Kid Bomba understood Mobile Legends to a very high level that they're willing to really sacrifice and pave the way for their big-ticket players. You see Carvey as well as Magister, and even Sunset Lover. With the two playmakers for the team, they're just very comfortable playing the game.
Yeah, I know we're waiting for the MVP here, but Sunset Lover, insane KDA there on the Novaria, able to provide a lot of that vision, you know, and just kind of whittling down the members. And yeah, I love that you said that, Wolf, because when you just look at this whole series, it was an amazing series. Love this one going the distance here. Kid Bomba very selfless the way he plays the Lapu Lapu, the Terizla. You mentioned, even this Terizla pick for him. He loves it's a signature, and you saw it here unfold here. But again, performances all around were on point. Who is our MVP for this game? It's going to be Sunset Lover on that Novaria, 8-0-11. Wow, what a nuisance here, really, to try to find positioning even here.
A disgusting show of force, I'm going to be honest, right? This man literally foreshadowing the artillery being fired at his opponents continuously, and more importantly so, it's one of the few times you see Novaria not have like a whole bunch of assists and no kills. Nah, he secured the kills by himself, no problem, thank you very much.
8-0-11, diabolical GPM for Sunset Lover in this particular game, and his performance all throughout this series, right? There was even just maybe in game number 2, you can say that there was just one fight that they lost because he didn't have the ultimate. But game 1, game 2, and game 3, very consistent performance.
This one right here, that started it all right there. And then there was multiple of those. Yeah, there's another one. So it's actually the Sunset Lover highlight reel. So.
Oh, the dodge, but it will not be enough. Fortunately, Chibi was able to macro it out. But then again, we are going to see like the combination of both Sawo as well as Kid Bomba just taking out Chibi. Look at them go. They're just literally all over the place. And that allowed Carvey to be very confident. Another connection. Look at what they're doing this time. They're just layering their spells every time that they see Ryzel or Chibi because they know that they have to be selfless about it. What they know is that if they can take out the important damage dealers coming out from the side of Homeboys, they're A-OK. Big props to Carvey as well. I think the usage of the Bennett's Rage in this game was smart as well as efficient.
Yeah, and let's not also forget the fact that it's also making sure that the only one win condition once we get into the ultra late games is, hey Zorn, don't get a good kick. We're going to make sure that it's a really awkward position for you to actually find that angle. And when you start pairing, because if you're targeting Zorn, you're also targeting whoever is paired up with him to find the initial pick and to secure the kill.
Yeah, and I think that's why you saw it there through the highlights and just the game in general. Zorn had a very difficult time at trying to find any efficient way the Dragon usage, because usually, yes, he's going to get in the pretty much rain of fire, and whoever he's trying to kick to is also going to be in that situation there. So it was just very difficult for them to execute that pick, and even just, again, really trying to play around the map. Yes, they were trying to set things up on the macro level, but time and time again, DEVU found exactly what they wanted here from, the beginning of the game even.
And also, one thing that I want to take note here is Magister actually played this well. I mean, he was out farming the Martis, the Chibi, because this is like how you utilize a assassin jungler versus a utility jungler. You don't fight head on because obviously utility is built to destroy the assassins in the early stages of the game. But when it comes to farming, that is where utility junglers struggle. Martis is quite in between, because it still is farming quickly. But versus a Nolan, that will never be the case. So there were even times where DEVU, even when Magister had the same levels with Chibi, they're not really going for the 50-50 plays around the Retribution battle. He actually just farms, and that allowed them to control the map even better. There was even a time where he was the one doing the split pushing, doing the clear of the lanes, and this allowed them to be always a threat. There came a point where the Paquito with the Immortality cannot fight head-on versus the Nolan, which is unheard of, right? And that is because of the fact that that Magister played this well, and he understood the situation. I have to be the carry in this game, right? He has to be the one making sure and taking full advantage of the OP-ness of a Nolan.
The strong,
Right?
I almost find it like when I see Nolan, I'm almost thinking like most of these guys, they have to almost play like a hide and seek in a way, right?
Yeah.
They have to be away from most of the danger because of these roams from the other side of the team are going to be hunting them down. They rely on, their own setups from their own team, from the XP lane, the roam themselves, and then they pop out, right? So that seemed to be the play here, and it worked for them.
Yeah, I mean, even Warlord, we saw in the first couple of interactions around the neutral objective, like Warlord was looking out to chunk him out as soon as he possibly can, and yeah, that resulted at least one of the turtles, but then immediately after that,